So I have audience here. I have two on FaceTime, one here. Okay, my name is architecture, betterment of society. But everyone usually calls it the mother of art, which I agree with completely. We may all think that architecture is just a basic outline and blueprints of major buildings, arches, bridges, or any type of monuments, but realistically, there's a lot more to it than that. Um, we the it's crazy to see how architecture started to what we have now. Um, Building materials, for instance, back then they were using materials such as wood and just building basic houses or buildings, whatever they needed, just for a single purpose. But today, the amount of material we can use and the things we can make, for instance, such as Houston, like all the buildings in Houston, it's unbelievable to see what they have now, and it's unbelievable to see what they're going to have in the future. And architecture really just puts a shape on people and how they see things. Um, going to a major city or anything like that, just seeing buildings and arches, the way that these architects can design these products and actually make it come to reality is crazy because back then we would have never thought that something like this would happen today. And it all ties back into I want to thank two major people for this. One being Andrew Carnegie, which he produced steel, and because of steel, look how far steel has come today. Like it's crazy the amount of buildings we use to make steel, and the amount of curves and things like arches. And another one I want to thank is James Hoban. James Hoban was the architect that drew out and created the White House. And not many people can say that they drew out the White House where the President of the United States lives today. And that's something that will mark his name for the rest of that marked his name for the rest of his life. And not many of us can say that unless you're an architect. So being in this aspect, it's crazy to what these people can do and how they really put an impact on us because realistically, not everyone can do this. And because of them, we take their ideas and with the technology we have now, and we create it into something that's a completely different world as we would see it in our eyes. Because me being 20 years old, just 20 years from now, I can't even imagine what buildings and monuments are going to look like because as we go on, technology is only going to get better, and the world is just going to be crazy of the things that we can create. So let's just go ahead and talk about one of the barons of business in the 19th century, Mr. Andrew Carnegie. Now I'm going to transfer into my conclusion. Um, Architecture today is crazy, and without these two men, that Andrew Carnegie and James Hoban, we can't thank them enough for what their contributions were to architect itself. Um, Going through and getting these ideas with the technology they had back then, it wasn't as good as what we have now. And because of them, we can take their ideas and make into something completely different and completely better. So I just want y'all to realize how architecture is more than just designing something because you really have to know where things need to go and where things need to be because you can't put a building somewhere where it doesn't take place. And everything that's built is built for a reason. We don't just build things just to say, hey, I'm going to build this. There's no point of it, but let's just build it. No, they do it for the betterment of us as humans to benefit us, such as, like I said, the White House. That's where our president of the United States stays, and that's probably one of the most important people that lives today. And that's who controls our whole entire world. And constructing something like that is something that you can never be forgotten about. So I just want to let y'all know and thank those two men for what they've done, and I hope you learned a little bit about architecture.